Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Young here and welcome to another Evil Within news update. Not a lot of people were too excited about Shinji Mikami's next project when it was announced a few hours ago because of the live action and rather ambiguous announcement trailer, but I am happy to report that there's finally more information out there about story and gameplay, along with a plethora of concept arts and in-game screenshots that I would like to share with you guys. Before I get into the screenshots, let's first talk about basic information revealed about story and gameplay by the press release. The game revolves around a detective named Sebastian. After him and his partner run to a gruesome mass murder crime scene, they find a mysterious and powerful force waiting for them there. After witnessing the murder of fellow cops one after another, Detective Sebastian is at some point knocked out cold. When he wakes up, he finds himself in an unknown land, a land full of monsters and horrors. Sebastian must uncover the mysteries behind his circumstances, fight his way through this world of death, survive, and get the hell out of there. Thus far sounds like a very interesting setup, and hopefully the mystery behind these circumstances end up being something good and worthwhile. Now, onto gameplay. The press release notes 4 key features. The first is the return to pure survival horror, something that gamers have been craving for ever since the downfall of once renowned franchises like Resident Evil, ever since Shinji Mikami left. It is good to see Shinji Mikami, often known as the father of the survival horror genre, back in action. His new game will have players unlimited resources, will have its fair share of horror-inducing action, and will keep players on edge as they attempt to survive Detective Sebastian's mysterious circumstances. The second point talks about traps and enemies with puzzles. Since Sebastian was knocked out cold by a mysterious assailant and dragged into this mad world, it is clear that his circumstances were set up, which also means players can expect to find traps and horrifying monsters as they traverse this world. Players can turn these traps against their enemies. The third point describes an unstable world, which will warp around Sebastian. Hallways, walls, doors, rooms, edifices, and even nature itself will transform in real time based on players' actions, which will further serve to elevate the horror aspect of the game. Last but not least, the press release talks about the world. The game will strive for a lush world, memorable characters, and a polished story that will keep players sucked into this game of horror. The game will also strive to give players a good challenge and great satisfaction in conquering the fears and horrors that await them. Honestly, I am beginning to look forward to this game quite a bit more now. It is great to hear that the game will focus on the survival horror aspect rather than trying to be a horror Michael Bay movie like Resident Evil 6. Hopefully Shinji Mikami delivers. It's been far too long since I've played a game that genuinely scared me shitless. In Shinji Mikami, I trust. Alright, on to the good stuff, the screenshots. Now, since this is a new franchise, I can't really analyze things as specifically, but these screenshots definitely speak volumes about the upcoming new game. The second I laid eyes on these screenshots, the first thing that came to mind was, yup, this is a Shinji Mikami game, alright. It has this kind of Resident Evil 4 feel to it. I mean, look at this concept art. It looks like The Village on steroids. We also get the whole cop setup going on, which fans of early Resident Evil games will be familiar with. The undead also make a return, as can be seen in a variety of screenshots, but with a more distinct and mystical look. In fact, the atmosphere and setup of the game as a whole has a more mystical feel to it. The game seems to be less of a sci-fi a la Resident Evil, which I think will be a nice change of pace. I think it is also likely we won't be seeing high-tech labs or viruses, but who knows. We also get glimpses of the setting of the game. The exterior has this very ominous abandoned village feel to it, while interiors resemble a twisted asylum. What also sets this game apart is the plethora of new and rather disturbing creatures unlike anything ever seen. First, we have Vaulthead here, and I gotta say, he makes quite an impression. We also have Spider-Alma. We've seen the likes in movie The Ring and video game Fear, but you know shit just got real when the creature grows 2 extra arms and crawls around like Spider-Man's wife on her period. The screenshots also give glimpses of gameplay. Let's bring this one up first. Yup, Shinji Mikami is definitely playing to his strengths through this third-person over-the-shoulder camera that one of his creations, Resident Evil 4, made so famous. Obviously, aiming for the head will be vital to survival. Also, this small little revolver already gives the idea that resources will be limited. To survive this twisted world, players will have to make every bullet count. and I really hope that's the case throughout most if not all the game. Players will also eventually have access to a classic shotgun, which should help in fighting larger hordes and enemies. Stealth also seems to play a role in The Evil Within, as can be witnessed in this screenshot. Hopefully this means players can occasionally choose to sneak past their foes. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, everything about the story and gameplay thus far, as revealed by Bethesda Softworks press release, along with IGN screenshots. I'll be keeping my eye out for this game, so to be further updated on The Evil Within, be sure to join the nation and subscribe to Young Yeah. I also cover and review other AAA franchises and games. Also, look forward to my game cinemas, such as the upcoming Skyrim movie Dragonborn, coming on summer of 2013. I'll see you guys next time, thank you very much, and Young out!